I thought the current song I'm working on was great, but then I got some feedback and found maybe it wasn't. And honestly, it stung pretty hard. Hey everyone, what's up? It's me, lo-fi musician and producer, Blue Sirens, and this is where I hang out on the internet and talk about anything related to music. It can be anime, comic books, gear, whatever it is, you can find it here. And today I want to talk to you about receiving feedback, especially when it's harsh, and who you should look to receive feedback from and how you should take it. Recently, I've been working on a couple of different songs and I've sent one of them to one of my friends and I said, hey, give me your thoughts on this. And leading up to sending him this song, I worked really hard on it. I thought I've got every part right, I've got all the instruments right, I've mixed it, I've got some solid mastering going on, and I spent a lot of time trying to say, I don't know what else there is left to do on this song because I want to get every element in the space that it should be so that there isn't any notes they can provide. And if there are notes they can provide, it's very detailed and they're not leaving anything out because I've got the song as fully finished as I can. And the feedback I got, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I was looking for. Feedback was simply, hey, I think you can do better. This sounds a lot like your other songs and you should do more. And that's great feedback. There wasn't anything he could really say about the song that he said sounded bad, but the feedback of me just being able to do better really stung because I thought I did really great on this song. I'd put it together and I thought, yeah, this is a solid song. But he pointed out a couple of things around the melody and some of the instrument choices that are definitely valid, and the way he described it has helped me take the song to a better spot. Now, the song isn't finished yet, and there are a couple of portions of the song I'm still reworking. But overall, I can definitely see what he meant about I could do better. It sounds like other songs I've released in the past, nothing that's wrong with it, but it really kind of got to me mentally because I thought I worked so hard on this and I thought it was great, but he doesn't think it's good and it should be good. I've spent so much time on it and I like it, but what can I do more? And I had to sit down and be honest with myself and say, even if it's great the way it is, what's wrong with changing a couple of things? Yeah, it might be hard, it might be difficult, but I need to take a look at seeing this song from a different perspective. Because my friend's right. So far, I've just seen it from the perspective of what I've always had for my music. And he can tell it sounds similar to other songs I've made. Not bad, but I'm trying to do something different on this song. And I wasn't doing it well. It still sounded too much like everything else. And so I had to shift my perspective, try some different instruments, try a different drum pattern, switch up the chords in some unique way, or write the melody to be in a different flow. And so far, while I haven't finished all those changes, it has helped. And it's helped me find that perspective in a unique and different way. So if you think your songs sound exactly the same, or someone's saying it just sounds like everything else, I think you can do better, there are lots of things you can do. Changing each individual part of the song, looking for different instruments, working on making different melodies, adding different melodies on top of each other to blend in and out. Get a new plugin to explore some different sounds or some different effects. Look at other songs that you really like and see if there's things like transitions or effects or a pattern that you want to try in your own song and see how that sounds. Now, I really trust this friend, and so I value their feedback and it means a lot when they provide it to me. But there are tons of people on the internet that aren't afraid of sharing their feedback, whether it's elicited or not. So you can easily get hurt just by putting your song out there saying, tell me what you guys think, especially when it's in demo form and it's not fully finished. Now you might be thinking it's in demo form, I'm ready for the feedback, but that doesn't mean you're going to take that feedback any better than anything else. When it's finished, it hurts even more because you don't have any intentions on changing it, but it can still hurt when you're expecting the feedback regardless. So, whose feedback should you take seriously? Well, I would say people that are professional in the industry, and people that are able to provide you with detailed feedback are even better. Some people are just going to say, I don't like the melody, or these instruments don't sound well together, or the mix is just bad. These are super vague, and while they may have a grain of truth to them, if they're not very detailed, it's hard to know where to go. So, if you really like something that they say is bad, it's not a worst idea to ignore it, but maybe something to pay attention to and see how you could tweak it. But ultimately, if you like what you've done in the song, no need to change it. And I liked everything that I did in my song. But again, my goal was to try and do something different than what I've had released in the past. And so if it sounds exactly the same or similar, it's not achieving that goal. There are people though on like SubmitHub or Groover that are playlist curators that might give you feedback, but honestly, if you're looking for technical feedback, I wouldn't go there because most of the people on those sites are playlist curators. They know music, but they don't know how to write or produce music per se. Some do, but not all of them. And even the ones that do, they may not feel like the money that's being invested in a submission is worth a detailed analysis of your song to give you really good feedback. If you are looking for that specific feedback and you do like some of those artists or some of those curators that are on SubmitHub, I would reach out to them separately. If there's another lo-fi musician or artist in your genre that you really like and you say, hey, I'd like to get some feedback on a song, see if they're down for it. But keep in mind that just because you get feedback on a song, that doesn't mean you're necessarily protected, because someone might think that your song's really good, but to tell you it's bad and then take ideas from the song. This is a risk you take when you're sharing your songs with anybody that you don't fully trust. When it comes to getting feedback, try and get as much of it as you can, but try to do it in a forum that is going to protect you. SubmitHub does have a way for you to put songs up for feedback on their website, and it costs credits, but I would say your song is relatively protected in that situation because it's a forum that people are expecting to give you feedback. And while there's not necessarily any contracts involved with that, I think there's a general agreement that if it's up there, it's this person's work and it shouldn't be stolen or copied. In general, it shouldn't be stolen or copied, but it's nice to have some sort of protections in place if you are worried about that. So that's why I would definitely make sure that whoever you're asking for feedback on a song is someone you trust. Even if it's someone outside of the genre of music you make, that might be even better because maybe they're not really interested in the style of music you do and can be more critical. But also there's less chances of them saying, that's a good idea, let me take that. So if you are going to get feedback from someone, make sure it's someone you trust and try not to take it too personally. Yes, it sucks when you've put so much time and effort into a song and you really like it and someone says, maybe it's not that good, or it could be better, or there's so many problems with it they don't know where to begin. That's hard to take. So once you get that feedback, read it, listen to the song, but step back for a day or two. Come back with a fresh mindset. You might hear the things that they're saying a little bit more clear after you've had time to distance yourself from the feedback. There's no need to react to the feedback right there in the moment. And oftentimes that's the worst idea to do it because we get emotional, we get protective of our art, and we may not respond in the best way. So take some time, create some distance, and come back with a clear mind and see how that feedback is either valid or not so valid. At the end of the day though, I like to say this and it always holds true. As long as you like the song and what you're making, it's a win. But make sure that the song you're making is aligning with what your goals are for that song, or it is achieving the vision that you're trying to have the listeners receive, because it's ultimately for you. Your music is for you and it's for the audience last. So don't take feedback too personally, learn from it, make changes, and grow. But what do you guys think? Have you guys found a really good way to find feedback from other musicians, producers, or friends? Is there a kind of a phrase you like to use to try and see if they can help you out with providing feedback? And what are you looking for the most when you're asking for feedback on songs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.